Dear brothers and sisters, I welcome you all to hear and see this video message. Today we are going to pray for voter turnout in India should be increased in India. Our country, the last general election has the highest voter turnout of 67%. In our country, we should aim 100% of the voter turnout. Because of this lagging in voter turnout, the divisive politics and the fundamentalist become ruling party. It should be eliminated in our country. In this video, I am explain why lower voter turnout in India and how we are going to improve this scenario. Content for this video I given in the description. You can go through and study. Why low voter turnout in India? Voter turnout is the percentage of eligible voters who participated in an election. There is a consensus that democracies perform better when more people vote. Low turnout is usually considered to be undesirable. In general, low turnout is attributed to disillusionment, indifference, or a sense of futility, that the perception that one votes won't make any difference. There could be many reasons for why voter turnout in constituencies varies as the population increases, such as higher poverty level or that more people have migrated far from where they are registered to vote. Key issues of lower turnout was dual voters identity cards, improper electoral lists, and apathy of urban voters. The turnout has gone up from 46% in the first Lok Sabha election held in 1952 to 67% in 2019. Voter turnout on Lok Sabha election was on 1952 and 1957 was 45% and 1962 was 55%. And 1967 was 61% and 1971 was 55%, 1977 was 60%, 1980 was 37%, 1984 was 64%, 1989 was 60%, 1991 was 57%, 96 was 58%, 1998 was 62%, 1999 was 60% and 2004 was 58%, 2009 was 58%, 2014 was 66% and 2019 was 67%. With about 65% of its population below the age of 35 and with a median age of less than 29, youth is the most after social group by every political party. But the 17th Lok Sabha has 12% of MPs below the age of 40 years, which is slightly better than the 16th Lok Sabha, which had 8% of MPs below 40%. But many candidates who won the election at a younger age also belongs to political families. So we can say that our country growing younger with older leaders. Due to lack of will and vision of the political leaders, many young political volunteers suffer in the long run despite being cadre and supporters. People do not vote because they don't trust politicians. Political parties choose contesting candidates in a very undemocratic manner. That is why many times people are totally discontented with candidates presented before them. This also reason for lower voter turnout in India. Salience, the perceived effect that an individual vote will have on how the country is run, has a significant effect on turnout. In our federal government setup, civic government has limited powers, so individual votes for our federal legislators are unlikely to have a significant effect on the nation, which probably explain the low average turnouts in our country. Voters' perception of fairness also have an important effect on salience. If voters feel that the result of an election is more likely to be determined by fraud and corruption, divisive politics than by the will of the people, fewer people will vote. The country's electorate, particularly among the middle and upper classes, has also shown exhaustion with the democratic system owing to various social, political and economic reasons. Rising corruption among the political class is one of the significant reasons for such resignation from the participation in the democratic process. There was a lack of interest among the public to vote too. Young people are far less likely to vote than the elderly. Public sector employees have higher voter turnout than private sector employees. The urban constituencies that register lower turnout compared to the rural constituencies. In the urban areas where people have better education and more resources, voter apathy continues and the voting percentage is low. In urban areas, people discuss issues on social media but still do not vote. This needs to change in a vibrant democracy like India. Urban working population generally wants to enjoy their day off on election day. In the 2019 Lok Sabha election, Tamil Nadu poll percentage was 72%, but the three constituencies in Chennai record the lowest in the state at 60%. Chennai recorded only 41.6% of the polling in the recent urban local body election. Since it was a weekend, many had left the city. The sharp fall in polling percentage in urban was due to the unenthusiastic affluent urban voters who are not prepared to stand in long queues to cast their votes, while the enthusiasm shown by rural poor took the poll percentage to a decent figure. The same was polling percentage on 2014 Lok Sabha election was in NCR. Delhi was 63.5%, Chennai 60.7%, Bangalore 55.3%, Hyderabad 53%, Mumbai 50.75%. Going by past records, metro cities have a history of poor polling. There is no provision in law to require minimum polling percentage. Chapter 5 of Part 5 of the Representation of the People's Act 1951 deals with counting of votes. There is no provision in law to require minimum polling percentage. In India's electoral history, the Congress party's politician B.K. Khanna recorded the victory with the lowest ever vote share in 1967. Ghana was elected to the Shahjahanpur constituency in Uttar Pradesh with just 15.6% of the votes. In 1999 Lok Sabha election, Srinagar and Anantnag recorded 11.93% and 14.32% of voting respectively. And yet, despite this low voting percentage, the winning candidates were declared and they occupied their Lok Sabha seats. In 2002 Assembly election in Jammu and Kashmir, Amiragadal constituency recorded in just 3.06% of the voting percentage. The winning candidate from the Congress polled just 1.5% of the total registered voters in that constituency. On 6th May 2019, in Anantnag constituency, the polling percentage was only about 8.76%, and yet the winning candidates announced. So makes 75% of minimum voting in the constituency should be mandatory to declare the results. Then only political parties makes the awareness about the polling. Now polling awareness only rests with the election commission. If political parties wants to higher turnout, they reach all communities, marginalized people and election boycott people. By this way, inclusive growth and democracy will improve. In India, time taken between the first and last rounds of polling keeps rising. This long poll duration also affects voter turnout. In the 2004 general election, polling in 4 phases took 21 days. In 2009, polling over 5 phases took 28 days. In 2014, had 9 phases over 37 days. Even election in a single state take weeks. The 2015 Bihar election was held in 5 phases over 24 days. The 2017 election in Uttar Pradesh required 7 rounds of polling over 26 days. In the early decades after independence, polling was held mostly on a single day with no violence. Moreover, we have long gaps between the last day of polling and counting of votes. In the 2014 general election, counting started 3 days after polling ended. In a separate polling days is understandable for areas dominated by religious militants and Maoists in places like Kashmir and Pastar to facilitate safe voting. But why have so many polling days in non-militant areas? In most democracies, polling occurs on a single day and the counting of votes begins soon after polling ends. Indonesia have thousands of islands, but election completed on single day with 19 crores voters by 26 crores of population. Poll duration can be reduced from 2 to 3 months to about 10 to 15 days if more central armed police forces can be provided. By maximum within 3 phases, we should complete the election polling in any state or national level in India.